Y'all ready for this?
Y'all know what this is.
I'm gonna let y'all know why I said that in a second. What's up, Just Nick, WBLS, and I'm excited because I have royalty in the building right now. Legendary in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, one of the biggest, most successful producers, artists in the industry, the one and only Jermaine Dupri.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good.
ATL is in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Congratulations on all your success. Over 3 decades. Like, putting out hits after hits after hits. I mean, you're a busy man.
Like, yeah, something like that.
You're a busy man. So, speaking of these hits, what song do you feel like changed your life the most? Not necessarily like financially, but it just had a big impact on you, and you feel like that was really your stamp in the world.
Probably Jump. You know what I mean? I think Crisscross Jump. That was the one that like opened my mind to the business. Gave me my label deal, So Def. Changed my life financially. It did a bunch of more things than just one record. So I feel like that song is that's the actual stepping stone to everything that I've done since that.
Absolutely. And people feel like, Atlanta, because, obviously we remember that day where, Outkast was like, the South got something to say, legendary at the award show. And do you feel like, to this day, Atlanta gets the credit that it deserves?
Well, somewhat, and sometimes and sometimes not, because I don't know when people say that now, what is the credit that it deserves? I think is the question more or less than anything. Has the South come from that conversation of, what Dre started when he said that and took the ball and did what they were supposed to do? Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? So I think some people, I have this debate with a lot of my friends that's not from Atlanta. They be like, yo, y'all be walking around like y'all got a chip on y'all shoulder. And y'all shouldn't be acting like that. And I'm still like, it depends on who you talk to. Some of the artists, some of the artists and the rappers in Atlanta still feel like people treat Atlanta rappers like they can't really rap. Or they don't have lyrics or whatever you want to say, or bars, or whatever it is. So then you got some of them like Killer Mike, T.I., Ludacris, 3000, the guys that really want to be accepted on these rap lists and in these top 5, top 10 rap lists of all time. So there's a lot of them that still feel a certain type of way.
Yeah. One artist that I think is slept on, but I understand why he does what he does. And you have a song that has him on there, is 2 Chainz. So I remember Titty Boy, and the man had bars, like real lyrics, but it seemed like people didn't really want to hear that from him. They wanted the popcorn, watered down, you know what I'm saying? Just give me metaphors. Do you feel like Atlanta artists had to kind of change to that? Like there was artists that really had something to say, but that's not what the people necessarily wanted?
No, I just think that it's a movement. Like, I think a lot of times artists don't. That's what I said. Like with me with Jump, I got an opportunity to actually be as present. I lived in New York a lot when I was younger, but I got an opportunity to be in New York. When Crisscross came out, I was in New York down there like a month, 2 months for like working, right? Because Crisscross just was like a phenomenon, and they kept us here in this city. And in saying that, the things that Crisscross was doing compared to like what I seen 2 Chainz do for his rollout or any other person from the South, it's different. So like even like the Source Awards, right? When they had the Source Awards, Dre said that, but me and Brat performed, right? I'm from Atlanta, so I ain't feel like that. And I don't think people, like, it didn't feel like we was all together that day, because me and Brat performed on the Source Awards that night. Like, we performed Functified. So I think people was like, they looked at me like I wasn't even in that midst of what they was talking about. They almost labeled them as a different type of, But I was saying, like, when Crisscross came out, we was doing shows out here with SOBs and, with Daz Effects and Cypress Hill, and it's like it depends on how you set these different artists up, and a lot of times these artists don't get out here and do the work, and that's why the acceptance is different. So there's a lot of different things that equate to why you don't hit these buttons. But it's got something to do with work, though.
For sure. How do you feel about like new Atlanta versus old Atlanta? I mean, the industry has changed. The type of artists that we have now has changed. Do you feel like it's oversaturated? Because there's a lot of artists out in.
Well, that's two
today.
questions. Which one?
It is. So we're gonna go back to. Let's just start with the oversaturation.
Okay. Well, I don't know if it's oversaturated. I mean, you know, it's a lot of rappers that think they can rap, but there ain't a lot of stuff that's working. So I don't know about I mean, it's a lot of people that can rap, but then you got people. I mean, a lot of people that think they can rap, but then you got a lot of people that can really rap.
Right.
And then the ones that can really rap, they just go past the ones that think they can rap very easy.
Facts.
Yeah.
It feels like we're not really making legends anymore.
Yeah, that's
You know
the
what I'm
problem. Yeah, that's a big problem.
Mariah, like you mentioned, like damn near all of the roster on So Def. So, like, what's wrong? What's the issue? Why aren't we
the
making
independent
legends?
mindset has destroyed that space. And a lot of people don't want to hear me say this, but that's what it is. Like, you know, a lot of these artists, you know, but all the new artists, they all believe they want to be independent. They all don't understand. Like, even like Atlanta. Atlanta used to be a city where one person would go out and get a deal, and it would inspire the whole city. And then somebody else would go get a deal, and then inspire the whole city, and then somebody else would go get a deal. And every artist that came out, their whole idea was to get signed to a major. Now, getting signed to a major don't mean that the major's gonna take all your money, you're gonna get raped, or all this stuff that people saying. You can go make a deal, as long as you make the deal that you want. But all of this independent conversation has ruined, like what you talking about, the stars that come out. So you don't really have you don't have no star that's independent.
Right.
You know what I mean? We still talking about the same people for the last 10 years.
Facts.
That's because nobody wants to be, they all want to be independent.
But
if
I mean,
you're really good, you still want to be, they all want to be independent.
some of the labels do be
That's
milking it, but it's different.
But that's not a labels thing. That's a you problem, because you have the opportunity to make the deal that you want.
And you don't know the business.
It ain't got to do with knowing the business. It's like having a negotiation with a girl. Like, I dumb it all the way down so niggas can understand what I'm saying. If you want a girl to come see you, y'all got to go back and forth before you get her to your house, right? You got to figure out what you going to say to get over there. Now, if you can't get over there and she tell you she going to come the next day, that's how a label deal is. You ain't going to get what you want. It's the same thing. If you don't understand
I dig the analogy.
If you don't understand that,
that's pretty straight to the point.
Yeah, you got to figure out what you want. You got to say what you want, and you got to talk to people who interested in you. You know, like that make a lot of difference.
For sure. So getting back to the other question, do you feel like there's a huge difference between New Atlanta and Old Atlanta?
Yeah, 100%. I think, like I said, the problem with New Atlanta is it's more independent than it's ever been. So therefore, the artists don't have a machine behind them. They don't have people helping them do what they got to do. It's just different. You know, Ludacris was signed to Def Jam. Jeezy was signed to Def Jam. Outkast was signed to Arista. I can keep going. Like, you know, whoever you talk about, they was all signed to major labels.
Yeah.
There wasn't one person that was like in that conversation that was an independent artist and was hitting them buttons.
Facts. It feels, but when you mention those artists, even yourself, everybody had like a unique sound. And now it feels like, when I say oversaturated, it's the same sound. So is there any new sounds coming out of Atlanta?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, I also feel, like I said, the independent mindset allows you to be lazy and not have to find, because you can put out a record whenever you want. I'm gonna drop this tonight. Drop this tonight can't compete with Drake. Drop this tonight can't compete with Nicki Minaj. Drop this tonight can't compete with artists that are signed to label majors. So there you start thinking about, oh, I gotta drop this when the clips ain't coming out. Or I gotta put something out that's gonna fit right here. And you got that mindset, you're not getting ready to just drop whatever. And then that's when your sound will change. But right now, the sound, what you talking about, they just putting out music for the internet. The internet don't care about these artists.
Yeah, and that's not just in Atlanta. That's everywhere.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
that's everywhere. Yeah, so people think the internet, I don't know what they think the internet is. They think the internet gonna make them whatever. It's not. The internet don't give a damn about music.
Yeah. Well, I mean, TikTok is the culprit for it, because you can do a 10-second, 15-second clip that go viral. That shit. You hear the rest of the song and the song trash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It don't mean nothing. It's like, it's all a delusion. Like, it's I got this from Fat Joe. He said it's this delusional records. It's what it is. It's we out here with delusional records. That TikTok shit. It's people hear the first 30 seconds of it and then they hear the rest of the song. They like, I never even heard that part. Like, you're like devaluing music.
Those are facts. Those are facts. So we talked about, you getting the credit that you deserve. Do you feel like there's something you did first that you didn't get the credit for?
A lot. Like, I mean, but more or less than anything, like I don't think it's ever a conversation, but just like the fact that young rappers being able to be young and being in the music business, I'm the one who started that. Like, it wasn't nobody else. Like, it was probably somebody. I think when I first started making music, I think Special Ed was like the youngest rapper to come out, right? And he was like the youngest person to do it that was like still in high school. So I remember I got a made video. He was in high school. But other than that, nobody had really come out that was like the young people, right? So now they got this whole YN's abbreviation and all that. I created the young niggas being in hip hop. I'm the one who did that. At least I made it easy for them to get in. For sure. And made it, easy for another rapper to be like, I'm 13, 14 years old and nobody really give them no trouble. I had to go through all the fighting so everybody be cool. But I mean, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people that know, if you know, you know, right? And the credits that you get, I think, say it all, explain it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's something, like, I used to hate it because it used to be like a thing where I used to I think Eminem dissed me for making kid artists. And they used to be like, all I could make was kiddie music. And I'm like, kiddie music? And now look at it, like, now it's like, all people want to make is kiddie music.
Right.
Every rapper wants to be on TikTok, right?
That part.
So was I ahead of time?
It? For sure.
Oh, okay. All right.
For sure. I see what you did there. You mentioned Special Ed. Is there any like New York artists that you grew up like, I rock with it?
Yeah, Big Daddy Kane. Everyone. I mean, Rakim, Slick Rick's my idol. I mean, it's hard to ask that question. There's too many rappers out here. Like,
yeah. I mean, because I've heard about like, rappers in the South that you respected, but just here in New York.
I mean, well, I grew up in a time period where there wasn't no rappers from the South. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. A lot of times I don't think people understand my story. Criss Cross was the first rap group in Atlanta to go platinum. Rap group, as far as like, even like to actually have a real deal in the city of Atlanta. Criss Cross was the first rap group. So it wasn't nobody in Atlanta for me to be listening to like that was like lyrical. Yeah. All the stuff that I got, it came from here.
So with this new project that you're working on, you got Young Dro, T.I., 2 Chainz. First tell me about these tracks and what inspired it? Because one of them, Magic City Money, if you've been to Magic City, tell me what made you want to do this song?
I mean, well, it started off as a Magic City documentary, which the Magic City doc is coming out August 15th on Stars. It started out as a Magic City documentary soundtrack, right? And then I started having a conversation with Stars about the soundtrack, and they didn't really want to do a soundtrack because it's a documentary. And, immediately my radar, that's a red flag for me. It's like, oh, okay, they don't know much about Magic City. They did it because they saw the star power, but they don't understand what it is. And I can't allow people to look at this that know and be like, yo, why y'all ain't do no music? Because people would definitely ask me that, like, why y'all ain't do no music for the movie or whatever, the documentary. So then I started immediately just like, I'm going to do it anyway. And then I'm going to make it a Jermaine Dupri album inspired by Magic City, which was very similar to Jay-Z American Gangster album. So, none of the music from the American Gangster album was in the movie.
Wow.
But people don't actually realize that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. What was your first experience in Magic City? Not the one you told before, like the real story.
I don't remember that. I don't know what that is. The real story. I don't know. I mean, I got into Magic City late, though, because Magic City, at the time when I could start going to strip clubs, Magic City had burnt down. So it was another club in Atlanta called the Gentleman's Club that I was more or less frequent to. And then when Magic City came back, that's when I moved from the Gentleman's Club and became a super Magic City person.
Yeah. Now, are you calling this like the new anthem for Magic City, or
what?
These 2 songs that you have?
No, other people are. You know what I mean? The entire album, I'm going to tell you this, though. So you're going to get this first, me saying this, I'm going to have to keep saying, but what I've been doing with this album is I do records with people I never made records with. And I'm putting people on records that never been on records with other people, all from Atlanta, right? And the comments start coming back. Oh, this is the Atlanta we love. This is the Atlanta we miss. You bringing Atlanta back. So I start seeing this I'm bringing Atlanta back thing, right? So this album, I took it from being Magic City to strip club. And Magic City has become Magic City, basically Atlanta's Magic City.
Right.
And Atlanta is this girl, is the queen of Magic City, and she's been hijacked by the gangsters in the city. And she got kidnapped. And it's my duty to bring her back and restore the feeling and put her back to where she's supposed to be. It's a whole comic book I'm about to put out for this soundtrack. But it's gonna gonna go into a whole nother mindset as opposed to being like stripper.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like you got like the real producer, film director bug. Like, is this something you gonna keep doing?
Nah, it's just written on the wall. Like, if I see stuff, I can just put it together. Like, oh, okay, y'all keep saying this. D keeps saying this. And I'm like the type of person that I can't ignore things that I actually see.
Yeah.
Right? And then on top of that, like, I don't say Atlanta. I say Atlanta, right? So that's what I'm saying. The girl's name is Atlanta. Her name is not Atlanta. Her name is Atlanta. There ain't no T at the end of her name, right? So it sounds like Elena, basically. Right? So I'm saying, when you see this, if you ain't hear me saying what I'm saying right now, you ain't even gonna know what's happening when you look at this comic book.
Gotcha.
You just gonna see Magic City, you gonna think about the strip club, but you ain't gonna see nothing that really goes with what you think Magic City is, right? And you just gonna see this person that's putting together this team to try to go find this woman who is the queen of the city and restore the feeling of the city that we supposed to have.
Wow, that's dope. We're looking forward to that. Thank you for breaking down the concept. All right, okay. So, I mean, you talked about the docuseries and, to help promote it and tease it. Like, is there something that you realized in the docuseries or a moment that you found, that you learned that was, like, kind of shocking to you or that stands out?
Yeah, last night I did an interview with Gigi at Lip Service, and, like, what people don't understand is when we, as customers of a strip club, we just on the top floor. What's happening at the bottom level, the arguments between the dancers, how they get paid, what the dance schedule is. She talked about it being on Monday night. It's 150 dancers in there. Like, I don't actually be looking around the club counting the girls, but if you think about it, that's a lot of people coming to work.
That is.
And then y'all all fighting for damn near the same dollar. You know what I mean? You got to find you a person out of 150 people and try to stick to that person and get as much money as you can. That's a crazy job.
Yeah.
And we be thinking that stripping is like, oh, you just come in and take your clothes off. It ain't that. So that's what I'm learning from this, is that the science and the art behind the actual strip club is different than what you actually think. And I'm a part of this, and I feel this way.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of behind the scenes. You just see the dancing and you don't really get to know what's going on, especially in the minds of some of the strippers too. So does it get like deep into like character?
Yeah, we interview majority of the girls and they talk about they like Gigi. She told a story, like I said, she tells a story about her coming to Atlanta, being a regular dancer, and getting chose to dance at Magic City through this amateur night that Magic City used to have, right? And her dancing to Michael Jackson. Because also, that's another thing. The girls, they can pick the music that they want to dance to when they go on the stage. That's what I started paying attention to as a writer and producer. Like, meet a girl, get cool with her, and be like, yo, when you go up on the stage, tell the DJ, play my song. And if she liked the song, she keeps dancing to that song. That's free promotion. Well, it's not free, but it's like free promotion.
Yeah, facts.
If she really liked the song, it's free promotion.
Well, I used to be a program director, and a lot of my DJs, you test out the new songs in the strip clubs. Like, that was like the main go-to. Yeah. Obviously things are different now with internet and things like that. But I love that it's kind of paying homage to that.
It's still the same in Atlanta though. It might be different somewhere else, but it's still the same.
Yeah. Breaking records in the strip 100%. Club. That's lit.
These records every day. I'm
wow.
in there every night with these records.
I see. So with Turnaround, how did you put the people on there? Is there somebody that you wanted to be on there that couldn't?
Well, like I said, initially off the top, I just wanted to make sure that I went to the head of the state of what I feel like You know, T.I. labeled himself the King of the South. So, you know, the mayor and the King of the South coming together, I thought was like something. One, we had never done this before, and then two, like I said, we got to keep giving a new energy. So, for him to be the King of the South and me claiming the mayor, I looked at that like, you know, that was a Super Bowl event happening.
Yeah.
And then T.I., then they get 2 Chainz, and then they get Dro. It's just super Atlanta, basically.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's basically what it was.
And in the video, I see you have like cameos of like Bow Wow, Lil 21, Harold. Is there anybody who like popped up on the set that was a surprise?
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of people in there that night that we didn't put it. That actually did. You know, they was moving around. They actually, the strip club was actually really in motion. It wasn't like we was just shooting a video. It was like people in there really doing their thing. So a lot of that stuff we couldn't show because the video was really be too much. Yeah.
So what's next for you outside of this music and producing? Because you wear many hats.
I'm getting ready to see this all the way through. Like I just told you this whole story about, you know, us saving Atlanta, and hopefully this music popped and we gonna take it on tour. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna do a whole Welcome to Atlanta tour with these same, you know, a lot of these artists that's on this show. That's on this record.
Lit. And as far as new artists, are you looking for new artists?
Yeah, of course. I just signed Division.
Oh.
They not new, but I just signed them to So Def. So I'm excited about their record coming out. I got a lot of records in the pipeline. I'm so focused on this though. I gotta get this done because I got a month and some change to get this record finished. So,
yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your creative process. I do remember one time like being in the studio. It was you, me, Usher, my boy Sebastian Cole. He's a songwriter. Shout out to him. He goes by the name of Pink Beard now. B. Cox was there, and just to see like the process of how you come up with the songs. I think this was right before Bad Habits came out.
Okay.
I learned that you have like this really great sense of humor. Like you are funny.
Really?
You haven't heard that before?
No.
You're like a little jokester. You never heard that? What?
I'm glad I didn't sit back on that couch like this. She said, you like a little joke. See, I knew it. Yeah,
nah, for real. But you do have a...
For real?
Yes.
Why? What do I be telling?
You just crack. Maybe you wasn't trying to. Maybe it's just natural. But you have like a really big sense of humor. And Janet even said that about you. Janet said you made her laugh a lot.
Oh, God. I was just trying to have fun, that's all.
That's just you?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're funny, just in case you didn't know that.
Thank you.
Well, listen, it is an honor and a pleasure to have you sitting on this chair. And I hope to have you back soon to talk about your next endeavors. What do you want to say to your fans that's watching right now?
August 15th, man. August 15th everywhere. You know what I mean? Magic City soundtrack.
Thank y'all for watching WBLS.